And we are live. I want to welcome you to this aircraft demo. Aircraft is a new LMS page builder. It works great with LifterLMS, but it also works with any theme that is modern and block based. And we're going to do some demos for you today, but you're going to learn how to build beautiful e-learning websites, sales pages, home pages, and more with LifterLMS Aircraft, our page builder, and all that without being a designer or being a WordPress block editor expert. We've got a beautiful design template library to help you build your web pages faster. And I'm excited to get into it with you today. So welcome. I'm Chris from LifterLMS. We've got Will Middleton and Kurt Von Onen in the house. This is going to be an interactive session. So if you have questions, wherever you're watching this, just drop a comment. We'll see it. And we'll take questions as we go and at the end. We are going to record this. So if you want to watch the replay, you'll get an email about that later if you registered for this training. And I just want to encourage you to engage, ask questions. What is the most burning question on your mind about building beautiful web pages that are designed to grow your email list, to sell courses, to sell memberships? That's what we're going to get into today. But why do you even need a page builder? Like, what's wrong with just starting with a blank page and building a web page? Well, one, it takes a long time. And what a page builder can do is it can provide a lot of speed with templates. Even if you're not a designer, it can give you that great design. I think, what's funny about design is that everybody has opinions about design, but and everybody has design preferences, but design is actually a really elusive animal. Creating great design is challenging. Creating great design that appeals to a broad audience, even within your niche, your focused niche, people have different design preferences. You may even like some colors and fonts and things, and just design is like it's a whole universe of challenges to make great design. So one of the things you can do is use a page builder like Aircraft with design templates to help you, really level up and speed up the output of you creating great looking web pages, parts of pages, and even entire pages. My favorite place to start with a page builder is in one of two places. It's on building out a homepage, a great looking homepage, and building out a sales page for a course or membership, particularly if you're pre-selling the offer, to make sure you're going to have interested people before going to the commitment of actually creating the training. So I'm going to share my screen with you and start giving you some visuals on what Aircraft is. So if we look over here, Aircraft is an add-on. It's available on our website in the software add-ons area. But essentially what we've done is we've broken down some of the highest converting, generally accepted, great design components that make up a website, particularly a learning management website, so that you can crank out designs quickly with things like calls to action, meet the instructors. You can see trusted by logos here. This area up here is known as the hero area of the website. It's the welcome mat. It's the first impression people have when they visit a web page. This is a common layout for home pages and sales pages. We're going to show you how to work with that in just a little bit. Testimonials are huge. Trying to build all these little components of headshots, name, role, testimonial content, 5 stars, put it in a box, put it on a background, space it correctly. All this can happen in seconds with a page builder like Aircraft. We've got a great demo for you here. So go check that out. All these pieces we're going to be getting into today and showing you how that works. Aircraft is also available on the in the bundles, in the Universe bundle and the Infinity bundle. So if you look over here, you can see the Infinity bundle and the Universe bundle. And if you're ever wondering which LifterLMS products are included in which bundles, you just have to look down here to the, what's included plan comparison area. You can see aircraft here is in the universe and infinity bundle right here. So that's aircraft. We've also got some documentation, which we'll put a link to that in the chat, so that if you want to go like into the nitty gritty specific details of how to use aircraft, you can view that. So if you're wanting to get the latest page builder on the market, design with an exclusive focus on LMS website builds, I want to encourage you to check out aircraft. You can get that in either the Infinity bundle or the Universe bundle, or you can pick it up as an individual add-on if you just want to get this one piece. So we're going to get into a live demo here in just a little bit, but I wanted to kind of have a discussion about about the page builder ecosystem in WordPress right now. WordPress itself, particularly with the new block editor, which isn't new anymore. It's actually been around for quite a while now, and full site editing and all this stuff. WordPress itself is a page builder. Aircraft kind of sits on top of WordPress without leaving, and kind of bringing in a different interface, and allows you to choose great layouts and designs from a design template library, which we're going to show you in a bit. I personally, about maybe 7 years ago, started using Beaver Builder as a page builder because I realized I wasn't a great designer. Beaver Builder made it really easy for me to put together complex web pages with good looking designs. They had some design templates like Aircraft does now, and I really enjoyed it. But over time, for me, I tended to gravitate back towards just using WordPress natively. One, just for performance and speed, like the less tools you bring in from outside, just the faster your website is. But also in my time in business and website design and building websites to drive business results, conversions, grow the email list, create sales, I want the simplest solution. And that's why like just staying within WordPress itself is actually the simplest way to use WordPress. Not that other tools like Beaver Builder, Divi, Elementor, Bricks, there's a new one out, Breakdance, we've been getting some questions about. These are good too, and there's different needs for different people. But I just want, for me personally, I ended up kind of on the native WordPress side. I'll pass it over to you, Kurt. What's your journey with, page builders like Elementor and so on versus using the WordPress native page building system?
Well, Chris, like you mentioned, there's a bunch of page builders out there. And so I've got customers that are on Divi. I've got a customer that's still on Beaver Builder. I've got a ton of folks in Elementor, which I still actually subscribe to and use. But a lot of my projects lately have been based in Gutenberg or in the full site editor. And it's kind of interesting to say, like, why, right? So it comes down to use case, like who's my client and what do they intend to do with the website? And there's a lot of that going on. And so in a world where, and to answer James' question, is aircraft different than SkyPilot? My next statement is to tell you the difference. Yes, because every site needs a theme, but then there's like builder tools that you can put on top of the theme, right? And so aircraft is actually like a builder, and it works with other themes than just SkyPilot. But when you have those kinds of assets that are plug and play, like you get with Elementor. So in Elementor, if I want to make a landing page, I can go to the templates area, find a landing page, find a site kit, take a piece of a site kit. You can take design elements and then you can rebrand them for yourself. You don't have to make everything from scratch. If I'm in Cadence or Astra, I can take a starter site and I can take that and tweak that. Aircraft with SkyPilot does a very similar thing. I can take all of these assets and I can employ them and then tweak them as I need them. And so I find that sometimes those tools help speed the process or come to a minimal viable product more quickly. But I do also want to say that when I design for clients, the responsibility then seems to fall on me to make sure the client knows how to use those tools as well, and then understands the ongoing maintenance and updates and subscriptions to those things as that time goes. So a lot of my projects lately have been staying with Gutenberg, staying simple, not adding extra tools that don't necessarily need to be there, and giving people the easiest minimal viable product to move forward with. And so from that perspective, I've done a lot of projects lately in Gutenberg and full site editor.
What's your experience, Will, with page builders and using WordPress, external page builders? What's your go-to these days?
Yeah, I guess people who may have seen me and Kurt before, we talk a lot about Elementor. We talk a lot about those kind of page builders. I make content on YouTube all the time about LifterLMS and Elementor. So I really see Elementor as like a great fit for people who are trying to spend a lot of time building their sites. Like last weekend, I spent like 6 hours working on my blog page just because it's fun for me to play around with the colors and the border radius and the shadows, and like I'm having fun investing time into the platform. But if you're looking for something just to create the site, you're looking for it fast, and you're looking for it like you're focused on the business, not spending 6 hours on the weekend designing your blog page, then I think the core WordPress is going to be a great fit for you, especially with the Aircraft add-on allowing you to build pages in like 30 seconds. Beautiful page, already designed, switch out your pictures and walk away. If you're looking for that kind of experience where you can get a great look out of the box, I like Aircraft.
Awesome. I'm going to get into the show and tell part of this. So we can do, let me get this up. Pardon my stumbling.
And while Chris is doing that, folks, if you're watching this live and you've got questions or comments, you can put those into whatever channel you're watching this on, and we can see that and engage with you along the way.
Awesome. Cool. We've got this site up here. So this is a demo site. You can actually buy one of these for $1 for 30 days if you just want to mess around and play with Aircraft on a demo site with demo content. But to describe the basic concept here, there's components on these pages. Think of them as rows on a web page, and each row has a job to do. And all those rows stack up together to create an entire experience on a page. So quickly, this is what we call a hero area with our primary call to action. There's often a video or a picture up here. Social proof is important when you're selling on the internet. So this is trusted by logos. You'll see this on a lot of websites. Because this is an LMS website, we have featured courses here. This is what I call the kind of the offer stack, and it may be different depending upon what you're delivering. But one of the things we see our users most successful with is they combine courses, coaching, and community into a membership. Lifter has features for all that. So that's kind of what we call an offer stack. We've got highlighting the users and community, which is more social proof. We've also got testimonials, which are classic social proof. These are called feature boxes. This is a unique thing for LMS website. It's often really important to highlight who's teaching here. This is a really simple call to action, and kind of all these rows sit between what's called the footer, the bottom of the website, and the header, which has the logo and the main menu up there. So what Aircraft does is, let me actually create a new page here. So we're going to rebuild essentially the same home page in less than a minute. I hope I can get it done that fast, but I might not. We'll see. So let's say we call our homepage welcome, and over here on the plus button here, you can see patterns, and you can see over here, because I have the Aircraft add-on installed, there's a lot of patterns here. So this is like a hero pattern. We have call to action patterns, and we're going to look at these in a little more detail. Service offering, like this is the offer stack I was talking about. Testimonials, we have some great looking social proof testimonial trusted by rows. So if I were to build a web page here, and And I know I said 60 seconds, but I'm going to extend that because I'm teaching at the same time too. I'm not just clicking buttons. But I like to, on a homepage for sure, start off with a hero. So we'll just insert that. And that's done. This is already laid out correctly. This can work with the SkyPilot theme made by LifterLMS, but when we built this, we also tested it with Astra, Cadence, Divi, Bloxy, and about 15 other themes. So as long as the theme you're using is a modern WordPress theme, Aircraft will adapt, and the design of these elements will adapt to the theme that you already have. And just to show how simple this is to work with, what we have here, these are the components that make up this hero area here. And it's all the settings for all these things, and the spacing and everything is already figured out for you. So instead of trying to build all this stuff from scratch with groups and columns, headings and paragraphs and buttons and videos, it's all ready to go. So all you have to do is just start editing this. Put your content in there. You know, this is all based off of, you know, over 15 years in marketing and conversion optimization and just experience building websites. Like, this is very common to have a headline, you know, which is kind of a hook. And then you have your like short description and with positioning and stuff, primary call to action, and then either a picture or a video. And you could just literally replace this with your video. It could be a YouTube video, it could be Vimeo, it could be anything. Or if you don't have a video, you can put a picture right there, which I definitely recommend doing. And we've essentially got our hero area already done for us. And now for the kind of the speed round aspect of it, let's add a bunch of stuff really quickly. So if I go into patterns here, we're going to do the trusted by area, which is very common to have under the hero. So I've added that. Actually, I think I put that in the wrong spot. Let me fix that. Where did I stick that? Right here. There we go. You want to make sure you're kind of outside. I was already like kind of clicking around in that one. So we actually want to add another. Let me do it over here. Add after. So if you put in your aircraft patterns first and then go into edit, it'll just be easier to drive. But now I'm outside of that container I was in before. So we'll hit the plus button, patterns, testimonials, and we'll put in our trusted by logos. And you can see that's right here. And then let's say we want to put in our kind of our service offering here of what we provide. So we'll put that in. And then let's say we want to do a some testimonials. I'll put in a row of 2. So put that in. And then let's do a call to action. So in this case, we'll do one like this, which is kind of like sign up for the membership and get all the courses. And then at the end, let's just round it out with a grid of 4 more testimonials. And we'll publish that page. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to convert this page to a landing page. Let me, I might have to do that somewhere else, but we'll go ahead and pull it up so you can get the idea. So you can see we've already got our, you know, our hero, our trusted by logos, our offer stack, some nice looking testimonials, our call to action, and more testimonials. And we've just literally created a homepage really quickly. And of course you can modify these, the actual content to put in your logos, your words, your images, but you're also welcome to use the images that are already in there already if you find something that you want to keep using. So that's how simple it is to build a page. And let's look at just real quickly how to build a course sales page. So if we let's go with a course we already have. So let's take this saving strategy course. If we look at this one, you can see this is sort of the Lifter LMS layout, and somebody could purchase this course a la carte or get the membership. But let's say we wanted to create like a really conversion optimized, sales page for this. How would we do that? So I'm going to add a new page right here. And I would just start working with the classic aircraft layouts for conversion optimized sales pages. So I would start with a hero where I would sell the course. And then I would add, let's say, some testimonials. We'll do a row of 2. And we'll do another call to action, which is, we'll just use this simple one right here. And then we'll put a giant testimonial at the bottom. So if we view our course sales page right here, you can see it looks similar to the homepage we just designed, but this is a little more streamlined for a single course sales page. And we could get into templates too and remove the the header and the page title and the footer. But I'm just showing you quickly how to do that in terms of building out an individual sales page for a course or membership. Of course, you come in behind and replace this content with your own. And then Lifter has a really cool feature where, let me go back to our courses. And we were doing the saving strategy course. And down here in the sales page content, we could actually show another page on our website or even a different website altogether. But we can just do a redirect to a WordPress page. And here's the saving strategy sales page that we just created. And what this does is if somebody tries to visit this course and they're not enrolled in it yet, it's going to redirect them to the sales page so that they can buy the course. And if they are enrolled, they'll just land on the enrolled view and be ready to pick up where they left off or get started on the course. And then what you can do to like link up your sales page pricing to the buttons on your custom landing page is just take that purchase link, which is right here. It's up in my browser. And then we would go to our sales page that we just made, which is right here. And as we start working with the aircraft templates, obviously we'd like change, spend some time customizing this and making it our own, but we can then just link up the buy now button directly into the checkout for that. So once somebody makes a purchase, they're going to be instantly enrolled in the course, and then they won't see the sales page again since they're enrolled. So if we look at the page, you can see how I'm customizing it I have a buy now button. It's linking me right into the checkout to buy the saving strategy course and enroll. So that's just a quick demo of how to work with aircraft design components, and just to dig into them a little bit more, whether you're building a homepage or a course or membership sales page. We've even got designs that can work for your about page as well. So really you can build lots of different parts of your website. So if I was working on my about page as an example, and I wanted just to take the shortcut to a good looking design, I could just go into my aircraft about patterns, and let's say I'll use this one right here. And there's an already good looking start to an about page. And we can view that page, and that's literally created in just a couple seconds. Of course, replace the image and put your text in there as well. Some other cool things. Another cool way you can use aircraft is in your blog content. So if you're writing blogs to generate leads, you can insert lead magnet calls to action inside your blog content. So to show an example of that, let's say we have an ebook, and halfway down the post, we want to insert a content upgrade, as it's called, to a lead magnet. We can go into our calls to action and insert this lead magnet template. And that just embeds our, ebook call to action to get an email address from a website visitor who's just visiting the blog post. If you're doing coaching as an example, you might want to have a call to action where somebody jumps on a 15-minute strategy call, sales call, discovery call, whatever you want to call it. And you could use this template right here to schedule your free strategy call. So you can put that either on a sales page if you don't let people buy right away and you want to qualify the lead and talk to them first, or upsell from the content or other parts of your website. So there's really a lot of different ways to use this, even outside of your homepage and your course and membership sales pages. And you can reuse these. Once you change these and make them their own, you can save them as a pattern so that you can, you've customized the default aircraft design so that when you use it in the future, if you're going to, let's say, be publishing a content upgrade ebook lead magnet inserted in all your blog posts, you could use this as a starting point and then just reuse the way you modified it wherever else you want to publish those kinds of content upgrades. So that is a quick tour of aircraft. And as I like to say, just as a general piece of advice, when you're building a LMS website, the main event is really not the design. Like we're not selling fashion clothes or beautiful products. What we're selling on an LMS website, and even if it's free training, is the education. So keeping things simple, it's one of the ways I like to think about design when it comes to a learning management system website. You can make our theme, as an example, Sky Pilot, look amazing with, as a dark mode or light site or a pink site or a purple site or whatever you want. But I would encourage you to not get too kind of sidetracked into design when the main job to be done of a learning management system website is to educate. That being said, marketing and generating leads and conversions is really important. So using these design templates in the aircraft page builder can help you speed up and not kind of get stuck in that. Like Will mentioned earlier about, if you like spending 6 hours on your website designing a page, you can do that, but that gets dangerous if you do that like let's say you have like 100 different pages on your website. Now we're like 6,000 hours or something. Don't do public math. I think I might have did that math wrong, but you get the idea. So that's a tour of aircraft, and I'm happy to we're happy to take questions. And I pass it over to Will and Kurt too, if you guys have any other comments before we get into the Q&A that you'd like to throw out there, just about speeding up the website building process and using patterns and things like that.
Well, I think it's real important just to point out that, everyone's got a different use case and a completely different perspective, especially in the WordPress family, right? Because some people have a project, a personal thing that they're working on, or they're a course creator doing one site. And other people that see this, they could literally have 35 or 50 sites they're trying to manage. And so having tools to quickly implement, reusable designs that can still feel personal is a really big asset to have in your back pocket, especially if you have multiple projects you're managing.
Yeah, I think the essence of WordPress, the block editor, is to make things easier, to make it easier to build, to make it easier to maintain, to make it faster and everything on the front end. I think that there's a learning curve to the block editor. Like if you're coming from an Elementor, coming from the classic editor, there's a learning curve. And so Aircraft helps with the learning curve of like providing you a bunch of patterns for your LMS site. So it makes what is supposed to be easy even easier.
Yeah, thanks for that. And we have a question: what themes can I use Aircraft on? You can use Aircraft on any theme that supports blocks, which is most modern WordPress themes. So there's really no limit. Like I mentioned earlier, we tested Aircraft across 20 of the most popular themes in WordPress, and it looks great and it adapts really well. So just to show an example of that, I'll just share my screen and show you what this looks like if I switch to Astra as an example. So let me pop this back up. So if we go to our pages, I'll go ahead and save the changes I just added there. And here's our saving strategy sales page. So this is what it looks like on the LifterLMS theme SkyPilot. So I'm just going to copy that URL so I can get back there easily. And if we go to our themes, appearance themes, and we switch to Astra, and I'm just putting my sales page link back in the URL bar, you can see Aircraft is still here. It's adapted to the default styles of the Astra theme. And just to show one more example, we can switch it over to Cadence. So if we go to Appearance Themes, and do I have Cadence on here? Yes, I do. And now we go visit that URL. We're on Cadence now. And you can see it looks different because it's adapting to the default styles of what Cadence out of the box looks like as well. So it's really versatile. It's not just for LifterLMS SkyPilot theme users. You can use it with any modern WordPress theme. Cool. All right. What do we got next? What's the next question?
Yeah, this one comes up. What's the difference between Aircraft and Elementor? And Chris, you might hate me for this, but I tend to simplify this. It's like it's a library of patterns in the block editor. It's very simple to use. You're already in Gutenberg. You open up, I want to add something. What do you want to add? Do you want to add a block, or do you want to add a pattern? And then that pattern fills out multiple blocks in an organized, repetitive way. And it's real direct. Elementor is next level as far as page builders go, meaning there's more options to customize and there's more things to build row by row, column by column. But it's a completely separate working environment. And so I think there's an extra maybe I'm misspeaking here, but I think there's an extra learning curve to it. Like you are adding a whole new tool to your website, and can you have Elementor and still use the block builder within the site? Yes, but once you start using Elementor on a page, that page is now edited with Elementor. So then you'd want to stick with Elementor. At least that's the way I look at it. Feel free to speak over me if you want there, but I think there's a big difference between Aircraft and Elementor. I think Aircraft is a very simple plug and play. Hey, I'm already in Gutenberg. This is out of the box WordPress. I use the term OEM a lot, like original equipment manufacturer. Like I think of WordPress as being the main supplier, and then Beaver Builder and Elementor and Divi and all those things. That to me is like aftermarket suppliers adding things to the original product. And so I really appreciate that it's part of the original product. Like it's I'm all in one space. If I go to Elementor, or for this conversation, Divi, Beaver Builder, Bricks, any of those, I'm adding a whole new working tool element to the site that has to be subscribed to, maintained, updated, and all those things.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to describe that. And the simplicity of Aircraft is one of its features. It's just giving you a design pattern template library that you can choose from. And my general advice, I've been using WordPress a long time, is what I spent like a weekend, like 2 days, really just committed to teaching myself how the WordPress block editor works. Because it's one thing to write a blog post and put in headlines and text and insert an image. But when you start getting into columns and groups and all the patterns and stuff, it's there is a learning curve to that too. So to really get good at using WordPress out of the box, give yourself permission to take a couple of days to really learn what that plus button does and how to, play around with Aircraft and design patterns that you're adding in, make some of them synced or unsynced and what that means, and learn about all that stuff. And it's very empowering. And also just ask questions. Like LifterLMS support is here to help you. So if you're like getting stuck and you're like, hey, I'm trying to build this, or do you guys have a pattern for that? Just let us know, so we can help you learn there as well. Because I know for me, asking for help, like Kim Coleman on our team is like, in my view, like a WordPress design Gutenberg kind of, she's just like a super power user of it. So if I kind of get stuck, I go to her and be like, hey, how do I do this? And she's like, oh, well, that's a column in a group and this and that. And then you just kind of learn how to drive it over time. And, once you get comfortable with native WordPress, it's really empowering. Like I mentioned, I started with Beaver Builder about 7 years ago, and I loved it. I still think it's a great product and like it. But once I got in it, got comfortable with it, learned how it all worked, templates and the saved patterns that they had, it was just my tool. So, but I would encourage you to like learn the native WordPress tool and a tool like Aircraft to just speed up the website design process and go from there.
It's also worth mentioning, according to the head honcho at WordPress, the Gutenberg project is 7 years into a 10-year project.
Yeah.
And so it's come leaps and bounds in the last year and a half, 2 years. So we if you use the block editor 3 years ago and you were like, this is horrible, it's changed a lot in the last couple of years. So it's worth taking another dive into that. Now, we did have a question from Mrs. C, and Mrs. C is one of my favorite people. She comes to office hours sometimes. She asked, and I think it's a great question because I hope this helps clear some of the air. She said, hey, it's Mrs. C, the voice coach, and she's awesome. I still want to know if she has listened to Gregory Porter or not. That's a joke for us. She wants to know if she can change the colors on our website globally through Aircraft, and she's using the Launchpad theme. And so this is another one of those instances where sometimes we confuse a tool for what its purpose is. Like Aircraft is the page builder elements. That's what's dropping those assets into place within the theme. The theme is typically how you manage, global colors and things like that, depending on the capabilities or the modernness of your theme. And in some cases, don't shoot the messenger here, Mrs. C, but you might be able to upgrade to Sky Pilot, which has a lot more design options for you with global colors and setups and stuff like that. And then you can really put those elements in place with the aircraft as well. And I'd encourage you to come back to office hours because we miss you.
That's awesome. I'm just pulling up something to show Miss C. I'm just finding it. So just give me 1 second to pull up 3 websites.
Well, she gets it. She's listening to Gregory Porter now. I'm trying to get my daughter to skate to one of his songs.
Awesome. All right. So we mentioned earlier in the call the LifterLMS trial site where you can try aircraft and everything else we make for $1 on your own domain. And let me just make sure I'm getting all the sites through here. Yep. So this is not Launchpad. This is our Sky Pilot theme. And you can see how these websites look really different. Like this one is, has a different kind of color scheme to it. The one that we were just on looks like this, which is more of a plain minimalist style. And here's another one that is a, has some different takes on design and color schemes as well. So the global stuff is mostly controlled at the theme level. So that's where you do it. And Launchpad does have some, color options and color pickers and all that, very deep in the settings on that one. But I think you'll find if you do at some point decide to get onto a modern block-based theme, that'll be easier to manage those global settings. And like we were saying with the aircraft patterns, let's say you drop one in and it's black and you want it to be pink, the content upgrade for the ebook or whatever. You can just change what you've dropped in to pink and then save it as a pattern. And now that's your call to action content upgrade that's pink. And you can even sync it so you can actually drop it in everywhere. And if you make it one edit later, it'll automatically change everywhere you've dropped it in. So that's totally doable. It's just a learning curve of learning how to drive that stuff. And I also got a question just the other day about what if, I use aircraft, but then I decide to like uninstall it. Will I lose my work? And the answer is no, you won't, because you've inserted the content, you've built the page, it's there. And so if you just stop using aircraft or disable the plugin or deactivate it, that content will still be there, which is another way that using more of a native page builder like WordPress and aircraft is it's much more there's not like a lock-in. Like if you built your whole site with Elementor or Bricks or Divi and then you turn it off, you disable those page builders, it kind of your site changes. This is more just like, hey, the content's here. Let's say you're switching from Astra to Sky Pilot or Sky Pilot to Cadence or whatever. The content's just going to travel with you to your new home, and it will inherit the styles of the new theme. So it's more flexible and changeable and less lock-in if you use something like aircraft. Awesome. What else we got, Kurt?
Well, I think this might be our last question. It's the only one I've seen submitted that we haven't addressed yet, and that's what's the best LifterLMS plan to get aircraft with?
So it's an individual add-on, and you can get that by itself. So you can just find that on the LifterLMS website, features, add-ons in the menu. But most people get the Universe bundle, which is our lowest plan that has aircraft in it. And the reason they like getting the Universe bundle is because it also has our Sky Pilot theme in there. And it also has our email marketing integrations. And it also has our e-commerce add-ons. So it has everything you need to to build the site, design the site, sell the course, sell the membership. It's like a great place. And if you want everything with all the bells and whistles we make, including aircraft and 21 other add-ons, that's called the Infinity Bundle. So it's in one of the, you can get it by itself or get one of those two plans. If you're on the fence, I would just get the Universe Bundle plan because it has all the essentials you need to get started and really start building a great conversion optimized, beautifully designed site.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Kurt and Will, for putting this on with me. And thank you all for coming. If you have any questions about aircraft, page building, just reach out to LifterLMS. Be sure to join our Facebook group. We've got a Slack community. We do live Ask Me Anything calls on Thursday. And one more benefit of the Infinity Bundle is you get the Office Hours Mastermind, which is a live call inside Zoom. It's a group call where we can help you. So if you're trying to build, you're trying to figure out full site editing and the block editor and how to do stuff with Lifter and kind of customize your layouts, or you need some advice on or some feedback on a sales page or something like that, it's a great opportunity to come get some help. So that's a benefit of the Infinity Bundle and the Universe Bundle for the Office Hours Mastermind, which is another reason to just go ahead and, if you're on the fence, just get the Universe Bundle. But with that, thank you all for coming. Oops. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.